So today we're going to be focusing on the music artist side, but definitely feel free to go to her website, Tacondra.com, and check out all the things she does. She is basically a Renaissance woman, and she dabbles in a bunch of things. But one of the things that runs true through everything that she does is the word transformation. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my sister, Tacondra L. Brown. Hey, girl.
Hello.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you here today, and I'm so excited about your single.
Yes, I'm so excited too. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. And for everybody else who's out there, if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to show a snippet. Here's the video. Letting go.
I don't want to feel this way. I'm letting go. Not holding on to all of the hurt, the pain, the guilt, the shame. I'm letting go. Don't wanna be the same. No.
All right, really, she gonna just cut it off like that. But anyway, NTDs.
Wow.
I love that video. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And I guess the question that we want to know is what inspired that video or song?
Well, what inspired the song? Okay, so what inspired the song? This song, most people don't know, was actually written 3 years ago. It was written 3 years ago when I was writing my first book, Transform from Pain to Purpose. So the song was actually rooted in an extension of my story, which I'm talking about my pain. So the song was rooted in pain. And when you listen to the words, you pretty much can feel that, but you also feel the transformation of that pain being transformed into purpose and freedom. So it was written 3 years ago. I literally remember when the Lord downloaded the whole, the melody, the lyrics, like it just fell from heaven, literally.
Wow.
And I heard the melody, I heard the first lyric, the first verse, and I immediately told my daughter, I was like, I got a song, like I have this song, I need to get this song out. And at that time, she was just playing on the guitar. She had just started dabbling with the guitar, and she picked up a melody on the guitar. I finished the song.
Wow.
I finished my book. And then I sung it like one time at my book release party. And then from that point forward, I honestly tried to push it off on my daughter to sing it. I was like, wherever you go, you sing it, you know, but I didn't do anything with it. I sung it that one time. She sung it, she performed it 2 times. And I just didn't do anything with it. I had a friend who heard the song and he said to Tacondra, y'all need to record that song. And I was just like, okay. And it wasn't until this year, February, where I literally heard the Lord audibly say, recorded the song. And I was like,
Wow.
Really? You know, and I went to Maya and I said, Maya, I believe the Lord wants me to record this song. And I know that the Lord wanted me to record it because his grace was on it. And if you want me to tell you about that process, you want me to tell you about that? Okay. Yeah. So I heard the Lord say, record the song. So I went to Maya and I said, Maya, do you still have the track that you laid down years ago? We never did anything with the tracks you laid down. She was like, Mommy, no, I don't have it. So I said, the Lord wants me to record this song. So she was like, okay. She said, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I said, whatever you do, that's what we'll go with. She literally went in the studio and she recorded the tracks like within 2 hours. And I went in and I heard it and I said, that's it. It had a totally different sound. And I literally went in the next day and recorded it within 2 hours. It was just,
wow.
That's how I knew God's grace was on it. Now, me being the perfectionist that I tend to be, of course, I went back and I was, no, you know, let's go back and let me add this and let me add that. You know about that process because you were in on it. But I know the grace of God was on it and that it was time for it to be released because of how effortless it was to get it done. Like the process, even with the video, making the video, it was all God. But yeah, that song was actually rooted in pain. And like I said, It's an extension of my story. For those of you who don't know my story, again, you would need to read my book, Transform from Pain to Purpose, and you really get a better understanding of what the song is about. The song is really about being an enemy to yourself, being a prisoner in your own mind. The lyrics literally say, every day I look in the mirror, I try to be the light that everyone else sees, but I don't see that. And that was my story. I couldn't see what everyone else was seeing. And it frustrated me because I was a prisoner in my own mind. And I needed to be free from the inner me, but that's the inspiration behind it.
I'm so happy that you released this song, because I feel like even in the midst of, before pandemic, leading into pandemic, that people were forced almost to stay at home and to look at themselves.
Oh yeah.
In that way, I think one of the lyrics is you talking about looking in the mirror, where the video, I gotta check the video out. But anyway, she's talking about looking in the mirror. And I feel like people had to literally do that over these last year or so. That pandemic has happened, whether they wanted to or not.
Absolutely.
And see whatever it is that they chose to see what God saw, or they chose to see the problem.
Absolutely. And that's a tough place to sit in, because sometimes we can project, we can put things on, we can make excuses for the changes that we don't see within ourselves. We can try to blame God. We can try to blame people. But at the end of the day, even Michael Jackson taught us, you got to start with the man in the mirror. And something that I know I had been praying for, and I remember you and I talked about this one time, when you're asking God to enlarge your territory, to stretch you, that means you have to confront yourself. You have to deal with the enemies of your soul, whether that's, procrastination, laziness, self-sabotage, believing the lies. I was so convinced of lies that those lies became my truth. Wow. And so for me, walking in spiritual darkness, not knowing I was walking in spiritual darkness, I had to come into the light. And coming into the light, what changed was my heart. What changed was I discovered the truth about me and what God says about me and his love for me. So that's when we talk about that freedom that I'm walking in, it's not so much about being in bondage to people and what people's expectations of me are, but walking in the freedom that Christ died for me to have, and just to be free. I don't have to perform to please people, but I can simply rest in being who I am. And that's a daughter of God. That's a child of God. So being free from, stress, strain, struggle, and pressure of the world and what the world expects us to be and what people expect us to be, that can literally crush you. That can literally crush you, or it can push you into hiding. And that's what it was for me. It pushed me to a place of hiding. I dealt with rejection very heavily, which in turn, I began to reject myself. So again, this is everything turns back on you when you say, or when people feel like, let me say it this way. When you feel like people don't see the value in you, you in turn begin to think that you don't have any value. And that was me. Right. And so I became a prisoner to myself. And that led to self-protection, that led to hiding, that led to becoming my own worst enemy.
Yes. What I want everybody to do before we even go back into this, I want you to go ahead, anybody who's in the comments, and I want you to put hashtag letting go and make sure that you tag Tacondra. She is on Instagram as well, under Tacondra LB, and go ahead and make sure that you hashtag her, put the hashtag letting go, and let her, and you can even put a little comment in there what you are letting go. Maybe you're letting go of fear, maybe you're letting go of whatever it is that's maybe some people you had to let go of, maybe, I don't know, whatever it is that you have to let go. But I think this could be awesome if we could make this even go viral of what is it that you're letting go in this particular season. And definitely go support and subscribe to her YouTube channel, Tacondra L. Brown, so that you can get encouragement. I know for me specifically, she knows some things that I'm working on, I'm going to talk about later, but this song has actually helped me, just listening to this song, to get the courage to step out in some things that I'm like, or whatever about. And so I feel like this song, for anybody that listens to it, is going to not only help you to let go of whatever it is you need to let go of, but conquer those fears inside so that you can
Absolutely.
be the best me, like she talks about in
Yeah.
the song. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so the next question, yes, help you, Lord. He said, help me, Lord, to let it
There you go. Let's just talk about that for a moment, because there was so much talk about letting go. Like when I was telling people I was releasing a song called Letting Go, they were like, girl, you're gonna have to battle with what's the movie name? What's the movie name?
Which one?
Let It Go.
Frozen.
Frozen. I was
Yeah.
like, oh Lord, please let this song ring good. But I mean, I love it. I think the best part I even love, and what most people don't know, some of you who are familiar with my daughter, she's actually in the background doing vocals going, oh, I'm letting go, letting go. That's probably my favorite part of the song because it's her voice. It's not my voice, it's her voice. But again, that's what we do. You know, it was like we can, and Dad talks about this all the time, how we invest so much in others that we don't take the chance of investing in ourselves and looking at what stock we have in us. So doing this whole project was really me investing in me. I'm not saying that it's wrong to invest in people. I feel like investing in others is a must, but it's okay to invest in yourself. And I'm glad I did it. This project was so hard for me to do because it was totally outside of my comfort zone. Some people know, that I sing, I'm a worshiper. A lot of people don't know because I hide,
I knew I could hear it in the booklet. I could hear there was something there.
Well, and what a lot of people don't know too is I struggle with my voice. Okay. A lot, and the thing that the enemy attacks you with the most is what God desires to use the most for his glory. But I've been told that I don't look like I sound. I have depth to my voice. I have a deep voice. So I had to overcome those things that were said about me that pushed me into, or that made me feel rejected, that made me feel like I wasn't good enough. So that was part of the reason why I didn't even put the song out. It was because I didn't feel like my voice was good enough for the song to be heard.
I know how that feels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to stop judging ourselves so much. Yeah. It goes for everybody. If you need to let that go, let it go of self-judgment.
Yes.
Of doing that to yourself. There's somebody that wants to hear what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
I look at so many artists out in the world. They're all different and they all bring something different to the table. What I particularly like about this particular song is that I just feel like it's one of those songs that's going to propel people into the next year.
Absolutely.
And after that year, keep propelling them. It's really timeless to me, the song. Yeah. I don't think there's a time there where you won't want to listen to this song. And it's catchy.
It is catchy.
It's very catchy.
It is catchy. It is. I often listen to it and I'm still in awe. I mean, I think before we released it, I listened to it so much every time we got in the car. And Maya was like, okay, are you a little, caught up in yourself? And I was like, let me take this in, because coming from someone who didn't like to hear their voice, I don't even like hearing myself preach, I didn't like hearing myself speak. So for me, I remember sitting in the car just crying. I cried a lot. Like I cried when we first recorded it and I heard it and I just broke down in tears. And I just remember I like hearing myself.
Oh, I'm making it to that level, girl. I ain't get there yet.
I like hearing myself.
Some more.
Yeah, listen to it. But to get to that place, how much does it take for us to get to that place where I like hearing, not I see what everybody else sees or I hear what everybody else hears, because you don't, I always say this, the wine skin does not always get to taste the wine that it carries or that it pours out.
Right.
Everyone else does. Right. So in that moment, I got a taste of what everyone else was sipping on, and I enjoyed it.
Wow.
And I relished in it for that moment. And I was just like, give me my moment. Give me my moment, Yeah. And it was okay. It was okay in that moment because I saw what everybody else saw. I heard what everybody else heard. Right. Now, tomorrow I might not feel that way, but in that moment and even now I do. I do.
Well, I'm gonna say this because this is something that you carry on you, like with the mothering side with you and your daughter's relationship. I get to get an inside look at her and her daughter's relationship, which is amazing. And I feel like that's going to transcend on this album. Mothers and daughters, I think other relationships too, but specifically mothers and daughters who have estranged relationships or something going on in their relationship. I feel like it's going to bring a healing in that. Also, I think it's going to tighten up even more mothers and daughters who are like this, like real close.
Absolutely.
Because that's something that you carry on you with your relationship with your daughter is so unique. So let's talk about that. That has to be really amazing that you got to work on that with your daughter.
Yeah. Oh man, again, this goes back to my story. A lot of people, like I said, you don't know, but my baby girl, she'll be 18 this year. I had her when I was 18. I got pregnant with her when I was 17. Had her when I was 18. And the day that I gave birth to her, I had an emergency hysterectomy because I hemorrhaged. I bled out on the table. So imagine, experiencing joy and pain in the same day. I woke up hours later barren, meaning I couldn't give birth to any more kids. And for me, what I see now from, going from then to now, I see how God has really transformed my mess, what I thought was my mess, into a miracle and a message. Maya is my miracle. She's my miracle. She's very, not just because of what she does. She's my miracle because she's my baby. She's my daughter. But God has truly blessed her with a gift, and her gift transcends anything that I would have ever. I mean, I look at her, I'm like, God, where did she get this gift from? This gift to make music, to hear music, amongst many other things that she does. But I just think about how intentional God is and how he knew that she needed to be here in order for this to happen now. I mean, and you have a story that you'll tell later, how God is intentional about relationships. He's intentional about his timing. There's an appointed time for everything, but it brought us together so closely. Working with my daughter is not always easy. It's easier for her to work with other people sometimes. Yeah. But one of the things she said to me was, Mom, she said, Mommy, that was she said, you are the easiest artist I've ever worked with so far. And I was like, girl, that ain't, because us as mom and daughter, you know how that can be. But in the studio doing that song, she was like, that was just too easy. And I said, that's how you know the grace of God was on it. And it brought us together. I took her down, with me to make the video, and just everything ran so smoothly. And she, of course, likes to be in the background. She gets that from me. But just knowing that
we pushing her in the front. Y'all find out.
We gotta push her out. Her time.
But anyway,
well, it was a blessing, she's a blessing. And at some point, she will share her gift with the world. She's still maturing and growing, but it's a blessing just to have her and just to be her mom. I'm blessed just to be her mom. So I'm thankful. Thank you for this.
Eric, I know you had a chromosome in there too.
Yeah.
You're like, he said, proud husband and dad, as you should be, because they awesome. But anyway, my kids gonna know this song by heart because I didn't play this so much. And man, I came prepared. God, I let go. If y'all can read.
Yeah, okay, I need one of those. I need one. Do your thing, God. Do your thing, Lord.
Yeah, do your thing. So anyway, so y'all gotta let go.
Gotta let go.
So he can do his thing. But before we go, what does that mean to you? God, I let go and do your thing. What does that mean?
Well, really, it's really surrendering. That's really what it is. And coming from someone who's used to being in control because of the things that I've walked through in life, it's really just saying, God, I surrender all to you. I relinquish every situation totally to you. I trust you. I trust you. He's all knowing. He knows more than I do. He knows what's best. Father knows what's best. So it's trusting that, I can have an understanding. It just can't be my own. I have to rely on him and his understanding and his will and his way. And for so long, I didn't. I thought I was. I was what you would call an unbelieving believer. So for me at this point, letting go means I let go of self-reliance. I let go of fear, and being perfected in his love, So many things to let go, But that most important thing is just being a prisoner in my own mind. I'm letting that go. I'm free. I had the key all along to unlock that door and didn't realize that I had it.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it here first. Letting go. Don't forget to go and support. Go on the YouTube channel, Tacondra L Brand. Go subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can hear every time that she's posting something. She also has amazing content already that's on that channel. And
it's growing.
Maybe she do the I'll Let Go conference. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. All right. So go ahead and follow her as well on Instagram at Tacondra LB, and we will see you later. Bye.